Yeah, he's a hype job. Who else he fought? You know, blowing up 154 pounders.
When you disrespect and trash talk a scary knockout artist, don't be surprised if you end up as a meme. Some fighters run their mouths, convinced they're untouchable.
The guy's an egomaniac. He's not gonna do what he believes. He knows what he's getting himself into. He knows it's a tough fight.
Until reality hits hard.
Smell that? I think I smell fear.
I'm gonna cook this shrimp, the two-time quitter.
And he out-willed him.
These are the moments where arrogance meets a brutal wake-up call. Welcome back to Fight Story.
I don't respect box. I don't respect everybody. I respect everybody athletes. I respect everybody's sports, you know?
Big baby. Every baby has a daddy, and I'm gonna beat you like I'm your daddy.
The heavyweight clash between Daniel Dubois and Jarrell Big Baby Miller was more than just a fight. It was about reputation, redemption, and proving who truly belonged among boxing's elite. For Dubois, this was a career-defining moment, a chance to erase doubts after previous setbacks. Critics questioned his heart, his durability, and whether he could handle the pressure when it mattered most. For Miller, this was his long-awaited shot at redemption. Once considered a rising star, his career spiraled after multiple failed drug tests, a scandal that cost him a fight with Anthony Joshua and tarnished his legacy. This was his chance to prove he was still a force in the division. Miller, never one to stay quiet, unleashed his signature mind games.
I'm gonna cook this shrimp, the two-time quitter. You know what I'm trying to say?
Boy.
Two-time quitter. Ain't gonna spank shit. Listen.
I'm gonna teach you a lesson, boy.
It's so funny, you know.
I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
You know, after the Usyk fight, you know, I heard he finally got some. So I'm happy for you, and I applaud you that you know what the gushy feel like. Well, I'm gonna make your face mushy come Saturday night.
And when fight night arrived, only one man backed up his words. From the opening bell, Miller charged forward, using his size and aggression to press Dubois against the ropes. His plan? Break him down, round by round. But Dubois didn't fold. He adjusted. Shot after shot, Dubois found his rhythm. His composure, footwork, and power began to chip away at Miller's relentless pressure. Then, the tide turned. Miller, once the aggressor, started slowing down. Dubois took full control, landing precise, punishing shots.
Miller, Prismatics, you're scoring this fight. I've got a 30-27 in favor of Daniel Dubois.
The pressure Miller relied on, it became his downfall. By the later rounds, Miller had nothing left. Dubois poured on the attack, and the referee had seen enough. The aftermath. Silence speaks loudest for Dubois. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. He overcame adversity, silenced the critics, and proved he was more than just potential.
Hey, Triple D, you got my respect, boy.
Yeah, man.
You came in here, you banged out.
He's gonna be back, don't worry.
And listen, man, we gonna get weight, we gonna get in better shape, have a longer camp, and all respect to Daniel D, man.
Yeah,
I wish you nothing but love, baby.
I'm a big bad. They name me Big Bad, you know what I'm saying? So my nickname is a Big Bad. So it's gonna be big blood, big bad. You know, gonna make big blood in the ring 1st of June. Trust me, guys.
Malik Zinad wasn't even supposed to be here. Originally, Dmitry Bivol was set to face Artur Beterbiev in a high-stakes undisputed light heavyweight showdown. But when Beterbiev pulled out due to injury, Zinad stepped in on short notice, promising to shock the world.
I want to make history, and that's what I belong for. You know what I'm saying? This is the time that I'm gonna make it. Trust me, guys. 1st of June, I'm gonna put all my 100%. I'm gonna make it no matter what. Win or die.
From the opening bell, Zinad came forward aggressively, throwing wild shots, eager to make a statement. But against a technician like Bivol, reckless aggression comes at a price. Midway through round one, Bivol timed a perfect counter left hand, sending Zinad to the canvas.
Landed his shot, could have looked at it at a lower level to get away with it.
But instead of adjusting, Zinad continued to taunt, nodding and smiling, trying to show he wasn't hurt. Bivol, unimpressed, stuck to his game plan, systematically breaking Zinad down with sharp jabs and precise right hands.
Well, he doesn't look like a 30-1 underdog.
By the 6th round, the damage was undeniable. Zinad's nose was busted, his legs were fading, and his survival mode was kicking in. Then came the finish. Bivol trapped Zinad against the ropes, unloading a brutal combination. Zinad had no answers.
Bivol, Artur, Crawford, anyone, they are not human, you know? They are machine.
Yeah, he's a hype job. Who has he for? You know, blowing up 154 pounders, you know, but he's on his job. Give him credit, he's on his job. But don't make him seem like some god when he's not fighting anyone.
Before their fight at Madison Square Garden Theater, Curtis Stevens was vocal about his intentions to dethrone Gennadiy Golovkin, the reigning WBA and IBO middleweight champion. Known for his punching power, Stevens confidently predicted he would be the one to halt Golovkin's undefeated streak.
It's not whether Kenny fight, Skinny take a shot and withstand this thunderstorm I'm gonna give it.
Come Saturday, I'm going to Gennadiy up. Hey man, are you serious right now?
But once the bell rang, the narrative shifted dramatically. In the second round, Golovkin delivered a devastating left hook that sent Stevens crashing to the canvas, a knockdown that has since become iconic in boxing circles. His wide-eyed expression told the story: shock, disbelief, and the realization of what he was up against.
It was a great setup putt. It was a beautiful lead left hook that caught him first on the chin. There it is.
Despite his resilience, Stevens endured round after round of punishment.
Lands the right hand over the top. Really hard body shot by Golovkin, and Stevens backs up into the ropes again.
Follow jab with the overhand right fist on his jaw.
By the 8th round, his corner had seen enough. They stopped the fight, cementing Golovkin's victory and further solidifying his reputation as a formidable force in the middleweight division.
I respect box. I respect everybody. I respect everybody. Athletes. I respect everybody's sports, you know?
What is that? Smell that? I think I smell fear.
Gary O'Sullivan was never one to back down from a verbal exchange. Confident, outspoken, and always entertaining, he made it clear that David Lemieux wouldn't last. He called him overrated, claimed he was too easy to hit, and promised to knock him out in devastating fashion.
He's got a pretty decent chin, Lemieux, you know. He hasn't been knocked out cold or knocked down, but he quits, you know. You know, as they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and that's me, you know.
All I had in my resolve, not to smash your head in right there in the lobby Saturday night. Be ready, you little greasy piece.
When the fight began, O'Sullivan came forward aggressively, eager to back up his words, but Lemieux had other plans. He stayed patient, measuring his opponent, looking for the perfect opening.
Best, he's not a front runner. He can fight the 12-round distance against a quality opponent.
That moment came quicker than anyone expected. Less than 3 minutes into the first round, Lemieux unleashed a thunderous right hand that crashed into O'Sullivan's chin. The Irishman's body stiffened as he dropped, his trash talk silenced in an instant. The referee didn't bother with a count. The fight was over. O'Sullivan had spent weeks promising to knock Lemieux out, but in the end, he never even made it out of the first round.
David, quickly, what do you make of the knockout? How your performance was?
Checkmate. He can train with who he wants. He can have whoever he wants around him. But it's me and him in there, and our plan hasn't changed. It'll still work too.
When Sonny Bill Williams stepped into the ring against Barry Hall, the build-up promised fireworks. Williams, a former rugby superstar turned boxer, had the athleticism, the discipline, and a growing reputation. But Hall, he was no stranger to a fight. A former AFL enforcer, he had already proven he could throw hands in the ring. This was supposed to be a competitive clash, a meeting of two natural athletes testing their limits.
His last fight he had that was televised, you know, the last round wasn't very memorable for him, so I've got to take him back to that spot. There's a lot of people who don't want me to win this fight and a lot of money lost, so I need to knock him out.
109.1.
My last name's not Gellin. I'm not going to stand up and say, you're 2 minutes this, noodles that, you know. But what I am going to say is it's going to be a great fight.
From the opening seconds, Hall was on the back foot, struggling to deal with Williams' size, speed, and raw power.
Strong early.
Oh! Paul Tang's in his face at the moment.
Oh!
Barry down.
Wow. He's been cracked with a left hook.
He's done.
Then it happened. A clean shot landed.
Hall has been hit, and Hall is down again.
So accurate. The temple shot just came under here, perfectly legal. And that
Williams pounced, unloading a relentless flurry of punches.
conquered the boxing ring tonight. Bang!
Within seconds, Hall was down. The referee stepped in. Fight over.
He's the king! Wow!
What was supposed to be a war turned into a one-sided demolition.
There's a reason why only 1% of people do this type of stuff, so much respect to Barry and his team for coming in and doing this, because, man, it was hella nervous before the fight.
He says the time of acting and talking trash is finished.
Edison Miranda was a fighter who thrived on aggression and intimidation.
His best punch of the night. Miranda says
He wasn't afraid to talk, to mock, or to make a spectacle of himself in the ring. But against Lucian Bute, his showmanship cost him. From the opening bell, Bute fought with discipline, using his sharp footwork and precise punches to control the pace.
fight, he said when we talked with him yesterday, I've grown up a little.
Miranda, unable to land anything significant, turned to mind games. He dropped his hands, smirked,
Right hand by Miranda to start that exchange.
and invited Bute to engage, as if Bute's power couldn't hurt him. But in the third round, Miranda took it too far. He stood in front of Bute, lowering his guard completely, taunting him once more. This time, Bute didn't hesitate. Perfectly timed left uppercut smashed into Miranda's chin, sending him crashing to the canvas. Miranda got up, but the damage was done. The referee took one look at him and waved off the fight. In the span of seconds, the fighter who had spent the round showboating had his night ended in humiliating fashion. Bute didn't say a word. He didn't need to. In boxing, taunts mean nothing when your opponent has the skills to shut you down. Justis Huni was making his professional debut, and Faiga Opelu was determined to spoil it. From the opening bell, Opelu came in aggressive, swinging big, hoping to test the young prospect early.
Opelu's wasting no time.
But Huni stayed ice cold. He slipped shots, picked his counters, and let his precision do the talking. Opelu, growing frustrated, turned to taunting, dropping his hands, inviting Huni in, daring him to take risks.
He's taken a lot of shots, Opelu.
Now he takes a few. And he stands and mocks his opponent.
Huni didn't take the bait. He took over, punch after punch. He broke Opelu down, punishing him with clean shots to the head and
Boxing
body.
is a mixture of aerobic and anaerobic. You can't just keep
Big
throwing
right hand
all
from
them big
Justis
shots.
Huni.
Great work.
By the seventh round, there was nothing left to prove. Opelu's corner had seen enough and threw in the towel. The lesson? You don't taunt a fighter whose level's above you.
Champion, Justis J.P.H. Huni! This is the redemption right here. This is what I was waiting for, because nobody thought I was going to be back in a world championship fight.
Paulie Malignaggi never lacked confidence.
Amir Khan is faster than Manny Pacquiao. Amir Khan is going to stop Paulie Malignaggi in 3-4 rounds. He knows what he's doing. He wants his name in the press. The guy's an egomaniac. There's nothing to do with what he believes. He knows what he's getting himself into. He knows it's a tough fight.
Leading up to his fight against Amir Khan, he dismissed the hype, questioned Khan's power, and promised a surprise on fight night.
His manager was saying, he wants the biggest fights in America. Or Richard said he wants the biggest fights in America. He wanted Paulie Malignaggi. And what they say, bro, be careful what you wish for.
But once the bell rang, the reality was much different. Khan's speed was the difference. His sharp jab landed at will. His combinations were crisp.
At this point, the 23-year-old Khan has shown very nice poise. Steps in with a combination.
And Malignaggi simply had no answer. The New Yorker tried to keep his composure, but with each passing round, the trash talk faded, replaced by swelling and frustration.
How you feeling? You good? Yeah. Okay, you listen to me.
By the 11th round, Malignaggi's face was battered, his legs unsteady, and the referee had seen enough. The fight was waved off, and Khan walked away with a dominant victory. All the talk, all the build-up, it ended with one fighter in complete control, and the other unable to back up his words.
I was spent at that point. You know, I think Steve Smart, I can't discredit the stoppage. I would wanted to continue, at the beginning of the round, but at that point you can kind of see my face, I don't really have a leg to stand on. I don't really have an argument.
You gotta love the fighter more than the game, and then to get your face on TV and all this old. When at the end of the day, this is punch you in your face, knock you on your, knock all your goddamn teeth out. This ain't no
James Kirkland was a wrecking ball of aggression. A relentless force with one secret weapon, Ann Wolfe. The no-nonsense trainer had turned him into one of the most feared junior middleweights in the world. With her, he was a machine. Without her, the cracks showed. In 2015, ahead of his biggest fight against Canelo Alvarez, Kirkland made a decision that would haunt him. He parted ways with Wolfe. Whether it was ego or business, he walked into battle without the trainer who made him dangerous.
My thing is, if I want to be able to beat Alvarez, I feel that I need to bring a lot more steam, a lot more extra to the kitchen. No, take Matt out there and Wolf, she's a great trainer, but I wanted to bring more to the table. I definitely believe that it's going to be a toe-to-toe type of battle, because when you find out that you can't run, you will do anything to try to stop the heat.
And from the opening bell, he paid the price. Kirkland came out aggressive, swarming Canelo with punches, forcing him to fight off the ropes.
Why would you regard him more as an attacker?
But Canelo didn't just absorb the pressure. He answered back. A counter right hand in the first round sent Kirkland crashing to the canvas. He got up, still believing he could turn the fight around.
Kirkland threw 90 punches in the second round after almost getting knocked out in the first round.
Then, in the third round, Canelo unleashed one of the most devastating knockouts of his career. A perfectly timed right hand landed flush on Kirkland's chin, snapping his head back and sending him spinning to the canvas, completely unconscious before he hit the ground. There was no need for a count. The fight was over. Kirkland had promised to test Canelo's heart, but in the end, it was his own chin that couldn't hold up.
I don't know nothing about his team, but I give him a F. Is what I give him.